All right, let's talk about the United States and Canada. Here we have the rubric. You all should have this. This should be in your binder. This explains to you what you'll need to do and what questions, essential questions you'll need to answer to get a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Here are the different levels of performance. For example, on Monday and Tuesday's class, we were at the 1.0 range. The student is able to list and locate places in the United States and Canada. Now, you'll notice on your rubric that there's some key vocabulary. And these are essential vocabulary terms that you will need to know in order to be successful in our studies of the United States and Canada. So we have desertification, urban, rural, migration, climate, seaport, and the Great Lakes. Those are our 7 key vocabulary for this unit. First one, desertification. This is the process of a dry area becoming a desert. When water resources dry up, there's no more wildlife, as you can see in this picture, and there's no more vegetation, so there's no plants, as you can also see here in this picture. It's just very, almost dead looking. There's no wildlife, there is no vegetation, so have no ability or very, very, very small chance of being able to have any crops there. Desertification is the process of a dry area becoming a desert. Next, we have urban and rural. Urban would be areas with high populations or cities, more metropolitan areas. Minneapolis, for an example, would be an urban setting. Rural then is the opposite. It's areas with lower populations. So you'd go into more farming communities, the outskirts of town. Those would all be rural areas, as you can see by this picture. A couple farm homes, and other than that, not much. Whereas here, the skyline of Minneapolis, you have a very busy area with high populations. Next, migration. This is the movement from one place to another. Migration is the movement from one place to another. You can see here these cute little penguins are migrating from one place to another as a group. Notice in the words immigration and emigration that you would have worked with last year in Mr. Borich or Mr. Ahrens' 7th grade U.S. history class, you would talk about those things. Migration is the root word there, the movement from one place to another. People immigrated to the United States. It was a form of migration. Next, we have seaports and the Great Lakes. A seaport is a town or city that connects to the ocean. A seaport is a town or city that connects to the ocean. So many large cities, as you noticed on your maps from Monday and Tuesday, were located on either the Atlantic or the Pacific Ocean. Seaports are towns or cities that are located on the ocean. And then the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes are an example of Minnesota's one seaport. As you notice here, we have the 5 major lakes: Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, and Lake Ontario. Those should all be reviewed from your maps. They serve as the seaport for Minnesota. So if you start in Duluth, Minnesota, go through Lake Superior, through Lake Huron, to Lake Erie, into Lake Ontario, then down the St. Lawrence River, that is connecting to the Atlantic Ocean. So the Great Lakes allows for Duluth, Minnesota, or other cities along Lake Superior to be seaports. And finally, climate. Climate are weather conditions in an area over a long period of time. Climate are weather conditions in an area over a long period of time. For example, we looked at humid continental would be the climate type of much of Minnesota. You have desert as a climate type. Humid subtropical. Those are all different sorts of climate types found in the United States. And if you click on this link, it brings you to this screen that has the climate types across the world. This is the page that I scanned from our textbook that you would have used on the activity in class on Tuesday and Wednesday when dealing with climates. And here you go. Again, climate, weather conditions in an area over a long period of time. Thanks for watching.